Now we move on to the topic of Ruqya Shar'iyya. And I want to start by saying that most people, the problem they have with these videos is that they are searching for they're searching for like a custom solution. Like people will say like, I've seen your video, but what should I do? Do you understand? Like what they say? They'll say, I've seen your video, but what should I do? I'm telling you now, on the video, on the tape, what follows is what you should do. You, regardless of what your problem is. Now that doesn't mean there aren't ways to customize treatment. You know, sometimes I get a hard time of people. They say, you're always telling people there's no way to customize treatment. I'm not saying that. There are ways to customize treatment. But those ways to customize treatment are the final 5%. 95% is exactly the same for every single case for which we need a Ruqya Shar'iyya. Therefore, in this video, rather than going into loads and loads of detail, if you want the detail, you can get it from the website, from the other lectures, from the blog posts. I talk about what do you do if this happens, what do you do if this happens, what about if it's this particular problem, and you can customize it. But just right now, for just everybody, what are the same things I say to every single person? The first thing that you need to do, correcting your intention, getting yourself ready for the sake of Allah to seek this cure. The first thing that you need to do is to ask yourself where you stand with regards to the means of protection. And I always start with this, because someone might say, I don't even know if I have a problem or not, or I'm worried it's going to get worse, or I have a problem, or whichever your situation is, protecting yourself is step number one. In other words, doing what is necessary to protect yourself from further harm and to reduce the harm to the maximum extent possible. Before we get into the topic of Ruqya. Now, some of this is an overlap from what we've said, so we just, go over the points. Some of it is an overlap with the general stuff we spoke about, but generally, you protect yourself with having the right belief, which we've spoken about. You protect yourself by striving to follow the sunnah, which we've spoken about. You protect yourself with the prayer. The prayer is a protection. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Al-ahdu alladhi baynana wa baynahum as-salah, faman tarakaha faqad kafar." The difference between us and them is the prayer, and whoever leaves it has disbelieved. The prayer is a major means of protection. Protecting you from this getting worse, protecting you from it happening. The prayer is a major means. After correct belief, striving to follow the sunnah, the prayer. And a taqwa, and a dua. And then, through the prescribed adhkar, the dhikr. And I want to talk about the dhikr that you should be learning what to do. First of all, the dhikr of the morning and the evening. And that is the dhikr that is done after Fajr and after Asr. Wallah, I used to say after Maghrib, but now I feel more confident with saying after Asr. After Fajr and after Asr. And after you finish Fajr prayer, after you finish Asr prayer. And you can find this inshaAllah ta'ala. We'll post some links bi'idhnillahi ta'ala through the video inshaAllah. The dhikr after every salah. After Fajr and Dhuhr and Asr and Maghrib and Isha. Astaghfirullah, 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 Allahumma anta salam, till the end of all of the various dhikr that you do, Ayat al-Kursi and قل هو الله أحد قل أعوذ برب الفلق قل أعوذ برب الناس. To every salah. The dhikr before you go to sleep. The dhikr before you go to sleep. And again, Fortress of the Muslim, you can find that in. Not making up some strange things like I read this surah or that surah, reading what is from the sunnah before you go to sleep. And then the daily adhkar that you use in different situations. The dhikr for entering the masjid. The dhikr for leaving the masjid. The dhikr for entering the home, which is to say Bismillah and Assalamu alaikum, even if there is no one in the home. And the dua, Bismillahi walajna, this dua or this hadith is not authentic, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. So the authentic is for entering the house, Bismillah. The dua before you enter the bathroom. The dhikr when you leave the bathroom. The dhikr before intimacy, marital intimacy. And so on. All of these daily adhkar. Just getting Fortress of the Muslim, Hisnul Muslim, and just going through it, you'll find so many daily things. Just constantly protecting yourself with these remembrances. When you go out of the house, and you say, Bismillah, tawakkalna ala Allah, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And if you wish, there's a longer version of that dua. The angels tell you that you have been sufficed, and you have been protected, and you have been guided. You have been guided, and you will be guided in whatever you do outside. You will be protected in whatever you do. You will be sufficed against any evil. And the shaitan will walk away and say, what will I do with a person who has been guided and protected and sufficed against evil? Just by simple adhkar. All of these adhkar, you say them in the morning, will be protected from shaitan until the evening. You say them in the evening, will be protected from shaitan until the morning. You say them at night, the shaitan will not approach you, and so on and so on and so on. So get these going, learn them, and implement them in your life step by step. Protection of the house. Make your house into a fortress which is protected against the shaitan. That is protected against the shaitan. The shaitan loves every kind of haram. The bigger the haram, the more the shaitan loves that haram. Okay, the bigger the haram, the more the shaitan loves that haram. So get rid of the haram in your house. And trust me, most people will have quite a bit of haram in their house. It might be free mixing, like people who are not mahram mixing together. It might be pictures and images of living beings and animals, children's dolls and toys and pictures on the wall and whatever. Might be the TV, because how often does the TV bring you anything good? And maybe there are some Islamic channels sometimes, but the vast majority of people, and who can say the only thing they do with the TV is watch Quran channel? It's very unlikely. The vast majority, the TV is a door to open to the shaitan. Music, movies, get it all out. Even the faces that are in the books and stuff like that, I either leave them outside of my house in a box, or I just cross them out with a pen. Maybe it's more than you need to do. But me personally, I think if you've got a problem of shaitan being in the house, then you need to do a really serious spring clean. And that means behavior, like I said, manners, the way you talk to people, the things that go on in the house. And it means getting rid of the haram, just getting rid of it. One time, just through the house, and get rid of the haram out of the house. Make the house a place of prayer. So that could be the ladies are praying in the house. It can be that the men are praying their sunnah in the house instead of in the masjid, because the sunnah is to pray your sunnah in the house. A place of reading Quran, not a place where the Quran is just playing. Too many people do that. Place, they say, I play the Quran all day. Do you listen to the Quran when it's playing? وَإِذَا قُرِئَ الْقُرْآنُ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنصِتُوا لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. When the Quran is being recited, Be silent and listen to it and be silent so that you may receive mercy. So I'm not in favor of just having the Quran playing all day and all night. And if you want to play the Quran, play it and listen to it and think about it. Have the house a place full of knowledge and learning, a place where the poor are welcome, a place where you give sadaqah. Make the house a place where the shaitan just hates to be. And you will see a big protection against the shaitan and a big help in moving forward in the cure.